Hey there, it's Bill DeWeese, pro voiceover talent and voiceover career coach, and welcome to the top 5 marketing mistakes that voiceover talent make. Now, as a career coach, my mission, my sole mission in my coaching and specifically this YouTube channel is to help make you a profitable voiceover talent. Because remember, if you're not making money, you simply have a hobby. And if that's why you want to do it as a hobby, there's nothing wrong with that. But as a career coach, my job is to help you monetize your skill. And so that's what I've done with my career over the past 15 years. That's what I've done in helping hundreds of other voiceover talent over the past decade. And that's what I want to help you do. So today, that's what we're going to talk about. But before we get into that, let me just quickly ask you for a big favor, if you would. Just hit that subscribe button to make sure that you get access to all the new content. You will be notified when that's happening. So that's good. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you really like it, please share it with as many people as you can, because I want to help as many people as possible become profitable in their voiceover business. So the 5 biggest mistakes that voiceover talent make. Now, the last one that I'm going to share with you may be the biggest challenge, but ultimately is the most important. So make sure that you stay tuned until the very end. So let's start with number 5. Number 5, what is the number 5 biggest mistake that voiceover talent make? They have the wrong mindset. They think that marketing will make their voiceover business easy. It doesn't. Voiceover or marketing doesn't make your voiceover business easy. It just makes it work. Think of it this way. You're going to work hard regardless. That's just the reality of business in general, voiceover or otherwise. It's a lot of hard work. I think it's wonderful work. It's work that I love to do, but nonetheless, it's hard work. So do you want to work where you get a result, or do you just want to spin your wheels and stir up a lot of dust, but never see anything happen? So it is going to take work, but think of it this way. Voiceover marketing is the bridge between skill and profitability. So you get a coach, you develop your skill, you set up your home studio where you've got quality audio, you get a good demo. That in and of itself does not make you a successful voiceover talent. You have to cross the bridge to profitability, and marketing is the bridge that you have to cross. And so often talent think of that bridge as being short, or the expectation is that it's short. It's a leisurely stroll from one side to the other, and it's not. It's a longer bridge. And you need to have the right mentality and mindset when you go into it, because if you don't, if your expectation is it's just a short leisurely stroll, then you'll get discouraged and you'll burn out. But if you think of it as a marathon, not a sprint, you can set a pace and realize that you just keep walking and keep moving forward, and you will make it to your goal. But it will take some work. So don't make the mistake of thinking that it's easy and it's fast, because it is not. Marketing mistake number 4. Voiceover talent often think that getting a demo and an agent equals success. When I first got involved in voiceover, I heard this preached over and over and over again by experts in the industry. Well, you got to get your pro demo, you got to get a coach, then you get an agent, and then that's it. You audition, you get more coaching, you audition, you get more coaching. Now, first of all, there's nothing wrong with getting a coach. You need a coach. There's nothing wrong with getting a demo. You need to get a demo. There's nothing even wrong with getting an agent. I've got a bunch of them myself. But if that is what you're depending on building a career, you will be sadly disappointed, because that is a passive approach to voiceover. In other words, waiting for somebody else to make something happen for you is not going to happen. You're going to have to go out and knock on some doors yourself. Now, marketing strategy is beyond the scope of this video, and I've got some videos that you can go and learn more about specifics, the specifics in regards to strategy. But you have to think of marketing as a multifaceted approach, and it's more than just getting a demo and an agent. As a matter of fact, here's a little side note. The first agent that signed me, I thought I had made it. I mean, we're talking 14 years ago. I thought, this is it. I'm on the road to success. 15 or 14 years later, I have not booked one single job through that agent. Yet, I have consistently made a multiple 6-figure income since then, because I didn't rely on somebody else building my career for me. All right, let's move on to voiceover marketing mistake number 3 that people make. And it's this, that people tried to discover their niche or their niche early on. I cannot tell you I can't even count the number of times people have contacted me and said, Bill, can you help me discover what my niche is or what it should be? My answer is no. I can't tell you what it is. I can help you as a coach to discover that, but it's not for you or for me to determine that. This may be one of the most important things I say to you in this video. The market will decide what they like you for. Never fight the market. What do I mean by market? I mean all those folks out there who will listen to you and some of which will hire you. They'll let you know what they like and they don't like. How do they let you know? Because they hire you for what they like you for. They don't hire you for the things that they don't like you for. So this is a process of discovery, and frankly, it can take a while. It can take several years to figure that out. So, that being said, don't think narrow, think broad. So many people make the mistake of going in very narrowly focused. Okay, this is, I believe I'll be good at promos. I think I'll be good at medical narration. So their thinking and their energy is focused on that one thing in terms of style, of skill development, and also of marketing. And that's a huge mistake. You have to leave your mind and opportunities wide open, not only from the performance standpoint, but from the marketing standpoint. I like to use the analogy of a marketing wheel. Think of a spoked wheel. And if you only have one or two spokes, that doesn't create a stable, dependable, smooth ride. But if you have a number of spokes, 4, it gets better. 5, a little more. 6 and 7, you've got a really stable ride, and you need several spokes or marketing channels through which you build your voiceover business. And as time goes by, clients will hire you for what they like you for. And what the market likes is what you need to give them. So keep your ears open. Pay attention to what people respond positively to in terms of your auditions and the work that you do. All right, let's move on to step number 4. Or not step number 4, but rather mistake number 4. And that is this. Once a talent has a plan, and you do need a plan, and again, I reference you back to my YouTube videos and you'll find more specific information on that. Oftentimes, they do not follow up with consistency. So the 4th mistake is a lack of consistency. You've got to be consistent. You have to execute. You know, if you follow sports at all, you'll always hear coaches, you'll hear sports commentators talk about execution. Every team with a coach has a plan. If plans were all it took to win games, nobody would ever lose because everybody has a plan. But what everybody doesn't do is execute, meaning do what the plan says and do it with a high level of consistency. So when you are, once you're in voiceover and you've got your marketing plan, you must execute because that's where things can get dry, can literally get boring because nothing's happening. You're marketing and it seems like nothing's happening. So why am I wasting my time? You are not wasting your time. You are planting seed. And it takes a while to water that seed, to allow the seasons to change so that the seed gets the right temperature, needs to be in the right soil, the right temperature and climate. It gets the water that it needs. And eventually one day it breaks through the soil and begins to take root. But if you give up taking care of watering that seed after a couple of days, it will never grow. The people that are consistent are the people who stick with doing the plan day after day after day, week after week, month after month, until finally it begins to get traction. And after it begins to get traction, it begins to grow until eventually it turns into a snowball. But that only happens with a plan, and it takes consistency. People, generally speaking, aren't consistent. That's why most people don't succeed in voiceover. It's not a lack of talent or ability. It's a lack of A, a plan, and B, the consistency in executing that plan. And so next I move on to the 5th mistake, which is actually the number 1 mistake that I think people make when it comes to marketing themselves. So they've done the things they need to do. They've got the equipment. They've set up their recording space. They've got a great demo. They're marketing themselves. But they don't, and here's the mistake, they don't listen to the market. So this is closely tied to what I was just talking about, and that you have to allow the market to tell you. But in terms of how do you do that? And I think one of the big mistakes that talent make is that they allow their demos, which that's our calling card. That's how people hear us. That's how we get opportunities. Demos, good demos create opportunities. But we don't pay attention closely enough to the feedback that we're getting. In other words, when I say feedback, if somebody hires you or they reach out to you and say, I really love the way you did this on your demo, that's a vote of confidence. That's like if you have a song on the radio, for those of you, who either listen to radio or you come from a radio background, that's somebody saying, hey, requesting, play that song again. I like that song. You may have a hit on your hands. Now, the mistake is people don't discover what their greatest hit or hits are. And so here is a tip that I recommend to all my students, and that is this. Periodically change the order of your demo or demos, because generally speaking, as a rule, most people do not listen through the entire demo. You might be lucky to get 5 or 10 seconds worth of listen time, which means most people only hear the first 1, 2, maybe 3 clips on that demo, if you're lucky. So most of your demo, people never even hear. So what do you do about that? Well, every few months, especially when you're starting your career, I recommend rotating what people hear first on your demo. Simply rotate the order of your demo. Don't do it too frequently. You need to let it sit and marinate and get exposure for at least 2 or 3 months before you make a change. But pay attention to what people hire you for. I discovered this, and what's funny is I'm a former radio programmer and station manager, and I understand the concept of a hit song and creating a hit song and how that all works. But I didn't apply that principle to my voiceover business, and one day it dawned on me. People are listening to my demo. They're responding based on what they hear. If they don't respond, then there's nothing that compels them to. But there are, occasionally I would have a demo where somebody would say consistently, oh, I really love the way you did this. And I realized, oh, okay, I need to give exposure to all my material, all the different styles and types of deliveries that I do so that people can tell me, the market can tell me what my greatest hit is. And what I discovered with a little bit of research was by rotating the order of my demos was that there's a Walmart commercial on my commercial demo that my clients respond to far more than anything else on my demo. So it now leads my demo. And almost every time somebody hires me, they'll say, as a matter of fact, it just happened to me before this video. I was doing a session for Ryder Trucks and Transportation. And they said, we really love the Walmart commercial in your demo, and we want you to read it like that. So if you're not hearing that, if people aren't coming to you and saying, hey, we really love the way you do this, well, again, every 2 to 3 months, rotate the order of your demo so that people can hear another clip first. See if they respond to that. And eventually what happens is you find your greatest hit or your greatest hits. And that is what you lead with. Always lead with strength. Don't lead with what you think you're best at or what you want to be best at. Give the market a chance to tell you what you're best at. And if you do that, your odds of success and of being profitable go up astronomically. I hope you find these tips helpful. If so, again, make sure you subscribe and give it a thumbs up and share. Below in the description, I've listed a lot of resources that I think will help you in your journey to become a successful and profitable voiceover business. Thanks for checking out the video. I look forward to talking to you again soon.